Good morning, folks. My name is Brian Baker, and I am the Rail Logistics Specialist here at PFL. We hope that everyone had a fantastic weekend. The Dow closed higher on Friday of last week and higher 667 points week over week. The S&P 500 closed lower on Friday of last week, but higher 108.87 points week over week. The Nasdaq closed lower on Friday of last week, but higher 376.57 points week over week. In overnight trading, Dow futures traded lower and are expected to open at 42,055 this morning, down 239 points from Friday's close. Oil prices settled lower on Friday of last week and lower week over week. WTI traded down 15 cents per barrel on Friday of last week to close at $60.79 per barrel, down 74 cents per barrel week over week. U.S. commercial crude oil inventories decreased by 2.8 million barrels week over week. U.S. crude oil inventories are 6% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Total motor gasoline inventories decreased by 2.4 million barrels week over week and are 3% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Distillate fuel inventories decreased by 700,000 barrels week over week and are 17% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Propane and propylene inventories increased by 2 million barrels week over week and are 4% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Propane prices closed at 70 cents per gallon on Friday of last week, down 1 cent per gallon week over week, but up 6 cents per gallon year over year. WTI is poised to open at $63.02, up $2.23 per barrel from Thursday's close. Total North American weekly rail volumes were down 2.05% in week 22 compared with the same week last year. 6 of the AAR's 11 major traffic categories posted year-over-year decreases. The largest decrease came from forest products, which was down 16.95%. The largest increase came from coal, which was up by 12.07%. North American rig count was down by 5 rigs week over week. U.S. rig count was down by 3 rigs week over week and down by 37 rigs year over year. The U.S. currently has 563 active rigs. Canada's rig count was down by 2 rigs week over week and down by 16 rigs year over year. Canada's overall rig count is 112 active rigs. Overall, year over year, we are down 53 rigs collectively. Folks, we have a few things we are watching out there for you. We are watching New York and natural gas. Is the tide turning in New York? Considering expanding much-needed pipeline infrastructure, 2 long-stalled natural gas pipeline projects in New York may soon be back on the table. New York Governor Hochul's office nor the governor herself seem to be standing in the way, citing more need for cheaper energy sources and are warming up to clean-burning natural gas. See PFL's Rail Report for further details. We are watching GATX, folks. We're watching another shakeup in the North American rail landscape, and it's a big one. On Friday of last week, Wells Fargo signed a deal to offload its $4.4 billion rail equipment leasing portfolio to GATX Corporation and Brookfield Infrastructure. This is a massive handoff, one that could reshape the leasing market across North America. See PFL's Rail Report for further details. We are watching the U.S. Supreme Court. It was a busy and endless news day for positive rail developments on Friday of last week. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled on Friday of last week that federal agencies are not required under the National Environmental Policy Act to evaluate environmental impacts of projects that are outside their direct regulatory purview. Bottom line, looks as though the 88-mile Uinta Basin Railway project in Utah, which will facilitate the transportation of up to 350,000 barrels of crude oil per day from the Uinta Basin to national markets, is moving forward. See PFL's Rail Report for further details. In today's report, we also highlight the latest refinery runs, the latest import and export numbers, for all petroleum-related products. Petroleum by Railcars are up week over week. Also, in every weekly report is the latest and greatest on what cars are available for sale, lease, or sublease. Please call PFL today for all of your rail needs, including storage, leasing, subleasing, car cleaning, repair, flaring, nitrogen generation, and transloading services. We have crews ready to serve your needs as they arise. We now offer services across North America. Have a great week and be safe out there.